This is the iPhone 12 Pro. This is in fact my iPhone 12 Pro. And I've owned it since it was released back in late October 2020. I've literally used this phone every single day since I first opened the box, which is a bit crazy when you think about it. It's been switched on, functioned as expected, done everything I have asked of it, continuously, 24 hours a day, every single day. It's just mental. It still supports the latest version of iOS. It has a decent battery life. The cameras are still amazing. The design has aged really, really well. And since this phone is almost 4 years old now, that means it's also available at a much lower price than the current latest model. But the real questions are, is it still good enough for today's needs? And if it is, should you still consider it as a possible purchase? So let's start with the design. As I mentioned, it's aged really, really well. To the casual observer, it isn't going to look noticeably different from the latest model. From the back, it still resembles the look of the latest iPhone 15 Pro, but it just has a much smaller camera bump. You get MagSafe, which allows for wireless charging and attaching a variety of accessories, like this MagSafe wallet, for example. It has that durable stainless steel frame chassis around it. I say durable, I've dropped this thing many times and the only marks are on the corner. But the main difference is on the screen. It does still have that bigger notch that the latest models don't. With fully functioning Face ID, which still works great, although according to specs it is slightly slower to open than the latest model, not that you'd notice. The display is actually awesome, even by today's standards. Okay, so it doesn't get as bright as the iPhone 15 Pro does, but it gets plenty bright enough. The display up to a 60 Hz refresh rate. Now that may be a deal breaker for some of you, but if you're switching from an older model, you're not going to notice the difference. It seamlessly integrates with the rest of the Apple ecosystem. Everything will talk to it and it will talk to everything, from my iMac right through to my Apple Watch Ultra 2. So an old product will work seamlessly with one of the current latest ones on the market. If you're interested to know more about the Apple Watch Ultra 2 and why it is my preferred activity tracking sports smartwatch, you can watch that video by clicking up here. I will also link in the description to a video that I've made about the battery life and how good it actually is in the real world. All right, back to the phone. The current latest version of iOS, which is, I'm gonna look this up, 17.5.1, many points, runs great. And brilliantly, just announced a couple of days before recording this, iOS 18 is also going to be supported, plus future updates. So still winning, still getting the latest updates, all good. Now, although this phone has a 3+ year old processor, it's still plenty fast enough for normal everyday tasks, right up to editing 4K videos, for example. However, something we need to think about, battery life. This is where it probably could suck if you don't check it out first. If you plan on buying one, I recommend getting one with at least 80% battery health or more. If not, a battery replacement is a good idea, but if you don't want to spend that money, you can always get one of the MagSafe battery packs that are available. Now, the cameras on the iPhone 12 Pro have aged incredibly well. You get a 12 megapixel on wide, ultra wide, and a 2x telephoto lens. So you have plenty of flexibility with focal lengths, and they take stunning photos in a variety of different conditions. Not that most of us will ever truly test out the full capabilities here, but it's nice to know you can. The camera on the front is great too, perfect for selfies and vlogging if you need or want to be able to see yourself while you're doing it. The video capabilities, you can record full HD at up to 60 frames per second and in 4K at up to 30 frames per second. Most of the time I'll be using my phone, iPhone 12 Pro, to make these videos. I just can't do that and do this, so had to use the GoPro. I'm not a big fan. Okay, so let's be honest, you're not getting all the amazing cool features that you get on the latest version, but it's still a great camera nonetheless. And let's also be honest, how much more do you actually need to make a video of your cat climbing up the curtains to be able to then post it to your MySpace page? So in conclusion, although we're not getting all the latest and greatest features with this phone, things like the action button, the dynamic island, a 48 megapixel camera, and the latest display, you're still going to be getting a great device at a fraction of the cost. Now, this will depend where and when you're watching this, but as of right now, in England, you can pick one of these up through Apple on their refurbished program for less than £600, or depending on condition, around £300 on the old eBay scene, which for what it is This is an absolute steal. You're getting a great display, durable modern design, great performance, and also, like I mentioned before, the latest version of iOS. This phone will easily last you, and you're still going to get software support moving down the line. So if you're coming from an older iPhone, or maybe flipping over from another manufacturer and you just want to try iOS, then this is by far one of the best smartphones on the market today. But what do you think? Is buying an almost 4-year-old iPhone in 2024 still a good idea? As ever, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.